Hey guys, it's Scott from Let's Play Easy Mode, and today we are going to be diving in for the very last time into Metal Gear Solid.
In easy mode, let your worries disappear. It doesn't matter who you are, all are welcome here. Come and take a load off, leave the world outside. In easy mode, sit back, kick back, cast your cares aside. Let's play easy mode, let's escape and play.
Hey guys, welcome to Let's Play Easy Mode, where we love to escape and play. It was only just a few hours ago that I actually recorded the last episode of Metal Gear Solid, where at the end of it, I was getting like super frustrated because I felt like I hit a boss fight with actually fighting Metal Gear Rex that I didn't think I was going to be able to get by. So I stopped and I thought, okay, I'll just wait till some comments come in. And then I did some pondering, some thinking about it. I got away from it for a little while. And then I was just sitting here and I decided to actually pursue playing the game again. I had told you guys that what I would do is try it off camera. And then if I got back to the point where we would have left off, like for example, start getting to a point where we hadn't gotten before, I would start recording the gameplay again and then see where it goes from there. Well, it just so happened that a little while ago I decided to sit down while I had a few extra minutes and try doing that, and so we're going to pick it up. I'm not going to do a big intro here. We're just going to pick it up right where we left off. This is the final episode of Metal Gear Solid because I actually figured out what I was doing. So without further ado, guys, do me a favor, drop a like on this, subscribe for more content, hang out with us in Discord, and also check us out on Patreon by going to this link right here. Special thanks going out to the current list of patrons. Guys, I love you. Thank you so much for your patience with me as I try to work my way through these games, and sometimes I get a little frustrated when I don't always win, but you know, I think we all have a little bit of that in us anyway as gamers. But guys, without further ado, let's dive back into the world of Metal Gear Solid. Okay, so far what's happened is that I went through the first phase using all chaff grenades, and then I shot him with the rocket. And I think I managed to only get hit once a little bit with some bullets. And then we got to the part where Gray Fox is, you know, getting killed, and we don't shoot him, and then he gets squished like a bug. And then after that, we got to the next part. Well, one thing I learned is that the stun grenades will work as well. And again, I apologize to anybody who may watch the last video and have thought, oh, you know, do this, do that, and wrote in the comments. I have not so far seen any comments on Patreon. This video that I'm recording right now is just hours after the last one. I had a few minutes and I can hardly move still with my back problem. So I thought, okay, let me go ahead and just try off camera and go lo and behold, go figure, this is my first time through. But what I'm trying with this one is I'm stunning him with stun grenades, which blinds him. And then you can just shoot a rocket right at the cockpit. So I paused it because now I'm like, oh my gosh, I probably only have 1 or 2 hits left. And then I'm beyond where we were before. So honestly, my strategy for this has been trying to stay behind him and run through his legs. And then nothing he can do can get me. So I'm going to turn a little bit of volume up here. I don't want it to bleed through, but it'd be really cool if all of a sudden we finish the game. Okay, so you can see how I'm like behind him. So what I'm going to do is throw another stun grenade. Okay, now go to the stinger and just sit there and wait. Look at that. And now stay behind him again. See, his laser won't get me, but then I can do stun. All right, let's go like this. that stuns him. Like, it does stun him. He just stays there and doesn't do anything. And then, guys, this could be it. I screwed up. I can't believe I just did that. I missed, and I got too nervous, because now I got you guys watching me. I'm gonna try stunning him again. I messed up again. I think I can just shoot him. There we go. Maybe I don't need to wait for it to lock on.
Snake, I'll crush you into dust.
All right, there we go. Just had to get away from it for a little while and do some thinking and not come at it, you know, frustratedly. Hang on, I got some bleed through on, there we go. Wow. Oh man, that took out Snake as well. By the way, guys, I noticed in the previous video, after I did the editing, that the audio was off for the video game part of it, and I apologize. Whoa, wait a minute. How is that guy? Does that guy just never die? How am I the one laying? What's going on?
Sleeping late as usual. A snake. Liquid.
What?
You're still alive. I won't die as long as you still live.
What?
Too bad. It looks like your revolution was a failure. Just because you've destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I am done fighting. Fighting? What are you really after? A world where warriors like us are honored as we once were, as we should be. That was Big Boss's fantasy. It was his dying wish. When he was young, during the Cold War,
more story.
The world needed men like us. We were valued then. We were desired. But things, are different now. With all the liars and hypocrites running the world, war isn't what it used to be. We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world that now spurns our very existence. You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world.
$1 billion.
Soft. Conflict will breed conflict. New hatreds will arise. Then we'll steadily expand our sphere of influence. But as long as there are people, there will always be war. But the problem is balance. Father knew what type of a balance was best. Is that the only reason? Isn't it reason enough for warriors such as us? I don't want that kind of world. Ha! You lie! So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy the killing. That's why. What? Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades? That was... I watched your face when you did it. It was filled with the joy of battle. You're wrong.
Again, guys, I apologize if there's a hum. That's the fan above my head.
We were created to be that way. Created?
Created? Something tells me he's not talking about divine creation. Were these guys like test tube babies?
Terrible children. That's what the project was called. It started in the 1970s.
Whoa.
Their plan was to artificially create the most powerful soldier possible. The person that they chose as the model was the man known then as the greatest living soldier in the world.
Big Boss.
But Father was wounded in combat and already in a coma when they brought him in. So they created us from his cells, with a combination of 20th century analog cloning and the super baby method.
Super baby method?
They fertilized an egg with one of Father's cells, and then let it divide into 8 clone babies. Then they transferred the clones to someone's uterus and later intentionally aborted 6 of the fetuses to encourage strong fetal growth. You and I were originally octuplets.
Wow.
Octuplets?
Yes. The other 6 of our brothers were sacrificed to make us. We were accomplices in murder before the day we were even born.
Monologues in this game reveal so much.
So it was you and I, 2 fertilized eggs with exactly the same DNA. But they weren't finished yet. They used me as a guinea pig to create a phenotype in which all of the dominant genes were expressed to create you. I got all of the recessive genes. You took everything from me before I was even born.
I mean, it's not really Snake's fault.
But you and I aren't his only children.
What?
The Genome Soldiers. They too are his progeny, carrying on his genetic legacy. But they're
Holy
different.
cow.
They're digital. With the completion of the Human Genome Project, the mysteries of humanity were laid bare.
Wow.
Thanks to Father's DNA, they were able to identify more than 60 soldier genes responsible for everything from strategic thinking to the proverbial killer instinct. Those soldier genes were transplanted into the members of the next generation Special Forces. That's how they became the Genome Soldiers. That's right. The Genome Soldiers that you've been killing are our brothers with the same genes as ours.
Dang.
The Genome Soldiers?
That's right. They are our brothers, created artificially through the alignment of
All these necks
nucleotides
we've
to
been
mimic our
snapping.
father's genes. They too are the product of numerous sacrifices.
Sacrifices?
Human experiments! 1991, the Gulf War.
Whoa.
The military secretly injected soldiers with the soldier genes. The Gulf War syndrome that hundreds of thousands of returning soldiers complained about was a side effect of it.
Ha! Everyone
Is this
knows
actual
that the Gulf
Gulf
War
War
syndrome was caused by exposure to depleted uranium used
footage?
in the anti-tank rounds.
That was just a cover story issued by the Pentagon. First they tried to say it was post-traumatic stress disorder, then chemical or biological weapons.
I was in 6th
The
grade.
poison gas detection units
when this
and
happened.
the anti-sarin injections, they were all just a cover-up of the secret genetic experiments.
So then, the so-called Gulf War babies that have been reported by Gulf War veterans are...
Yes, they too are our brothers and sisters.
Wow.
So the Genome Soldiers mean that the experiments were a success?
Success? Don't be a fool. They're a complete failure. We are on the verge of extinction.
What?
Have
I
you
wonder
ever
if any of
heard
that
the
was actual
asymmetry
Desert
theory?
Storm footage.
Nature tends to favor asymmetry. Those species which have gone extinct all show signs of symmetry. The Genome Soldiers suffer from the same problem. Signs of symmetry. So do I. As do you. That's right. We are all on the verge of death at the genetic level. We don't know when or what type of disease will occur. That's why we need the old man's genetic information.
You want Big Boss's DNA so you can save your family? It's very touching.
In nature, family members don't mate with each other, and yet they help each other to survive. Do you know why? It increases the chance that their genes will be passed on to a new generation. Altruism among blood relatives is a response to natural selection. It's called the selfish gene theory.
Selfish
You're
gene
telling me
theory.
that your genes are ordering you to save the genome soldiers?
You can't fight your genes. It's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents' genes. That's why I'll follow what my genes tell me. And then I'm going to go beyond, in order to break the curse of my heritage. And to do that, first, I will kill you.
Man, that was a lot of information.
Look behind you.
Meryl!
Here she
Is
is.
she alive?
I'm not sure. She was alive a few hours ago. Poor girl kept calling your
What's that
name.
next to her, though?
Meryl.
Stupid woman. Falling in love with a man who doesn't even have a name.
I have a name.
No! We have
I
no
have a name
past,
and it's
no
solid.
future, and even if we did, it wouldn't be truly ours. You and I are just copies of our father, Big Boss.
Let Meryl go.
As soon as we've finished our business, we're almost out of time.
You're talking about Fox Die.
No. It seems now that the Pentagon knows that Metal Gear is destroyed. They've arrived at a decision. They won't even need a BDA. If you want the details, why don't you ask your precious Colonel Campbell?
Okay.
Colonel, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening.
What is the Pentagon trying to do? Colonel, answer me.
The Secretary of Defense has taken over active control of this operation. He's on his way there by AWACS.
What for?
Bomb the
AWACS.
place.
What?
Not only that, B-2 bombers just lifted off from Galena Air Force Base. They're carrying B-6113 surface-piercing tactical nuclear bombs.
What?
Oh,
Metal Gear
man.
is destroyed. Tell the Secretary of Defense.
The Secretary of Defense heard that Naomi double-crossed us, and he's worried about Fox Die. Now that there's no more danger of a nuclear strike from Metal Gear, he's going to do whatever's necessary to cover up the truth of what really happened here.
He's going to drop a nuclear bomb to vaporize all the evidence along with anyone who knows anything.
Don't worry, Snake.
I wonder if we'll fight
I'll
with
stop
Liquid
the
Snake,
nuclear strike.
How?
or we have to partner with
I
him to
may
try to
only
get
be a
out of this.
figurehead here, but I'm still officially in command of this mission. If I issue an order to delay the strike, it'll confuse the chain of command and at least buy you some time. It'll give you a chance to escape.
But Colonel, if you do that...
It's okay, Snake. The truth is, Foxhound was already the subject of an undercover investigation. Merrill was transferred to this base just before the terrorist attack as a way of manipulating me.
Those bastards.
I'm sorry. They forced me to cooperate in exchange for her life. You better get out of there, Snake.
Okay.
Are you sure? It'll be bad for you.
Don't
Man,
worry.
one
It's
twist
the least
and
I can
turn
do for
after
you
another.
after all the lies.
Colonel,
I'm ordering them to cancel the bombing run. After that, there's no turning back. What? What are you doing? What?
Snake!
Mei Ling, what happened to the Colonel?
I don't believe it.
What happened?
Snake the Colonel!
Roy Campbell has been relieved of duty. This is the Secretary of Defense, Jim Houseman.
Put the Colonel back on.
He's been placed under arrest for leaking
Wow.
top-secret information. And for the crime
It looks like
of
we're
high
talking to
treason.
Abraham Lincoln.
Ridiculous.
Yes, he's a ridiculous man. He truly believed that he was in command of this operation.
You bastard.
There won't be a speck of evidence left. I'm sure the President would want the same thing.
President ordered this?
The President is a busy man. I have complete authority here.
Oh, man.
How do you plan on explaining a nuclear attack on Alaska to the media?
Don't worry. We've prepared a convincing cover story. We'll simply say that the terrorists exploded a nuclear device.
Smart. You'll
comes
be
another
murdering everyone
monologue.
here. The scientists, the genome army, everyone.
Donald, the DARPA chief, is already dead.
So you didn't mean to kill the DARPA chief after all.
He was my friend.
And you could care less about what happens to everybody else, huh?
Well, if you give me the optic disc, I might consider saving them.
What are you talking about?
Metal Gear's test data. Donald was supposed to bring it back.
I don't have it.
I see. Oh well, that's okay. You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s. Our country's dirty little secret. You
Man, I'm
can't be
realizing
allowed
that
to live. Well,
my
the
fan is really
bombs will
loud.
be
I'm really
dropping
sorry,
soon,
guys.
and you two
I can
have
see
a lot
that
of
it's keeping the
catching
volume
to
up.
do.
The sliders.
Farewell.
Wow. Okay.
There's no way out for us. Let's finish this before the airstrike.
What are we gonna have, like a Jean-Claude Van Damme
You stole
hand-to-hand
everything
combat
from me.
fight?
Only your death can satisfy me. Only your death can return to me what is rightly mine. She'll make a beautiful sacrifice for our final battle.
What?
Do you see this?
We gotta save her.
It will be the time limit for our final battle. This nuclear module is set to detonate at the precise moment of her death.
Whoa. Okay. It would really stink if I lose this,
If you win,
and then it
you
sets
might
me all
still
the
be
way
able
back
to save her.
to the beginning of the fight with
Could enjoy
Metal Gear.
one brief moment of love before the end. If you cross this line, you fall. At this height, it will kill even you.
Oh my word, what is he, like an announcer during like a boxing fight or something, announcing all the rules? He's like the referee, like, keep it clean.
Have at it, Snake.
Oh gosh. This isn't, I don't think, that hard. Oh no.
What's wrong, Snake? Nice shot! You're out
Oh,
of
no,
time.
I fell off again. Get back up. I wish I could lock on.
You're out of time!
Ooh.
What's wrong, Snake?
Oh, he is hard to catch up with.
It's going to blow!
If you could lock onto your enemy, that would be awesome. I think he might win. Oh, I did it again, guys. Oh, no. Wait, no, go away. There we go. Oh, I can't stop falling off the edge. Oh, he, like, give me a football tackle. Uh-oh, now I got him off. Oh. I think, man. I got 20 seconds. I did it! Guys, we did it! I've been surprised how much this keeps going. Like, we did all that with Metal Gear.
Meryl.
Boy, that was right the last second. Right at the last second.
Meryl?
Come on. We gotta save her. Yeah!
Is that you? Snake. Oh, you're alive. Thank God.
Meryl,
I wish the best for these two.
Meryl, are you okay?
Are you okay? Is that all you can say?
I hope she's in all the other games
It must have been terrible.
as his beautiful
wasn't that
red-headed
bad.
wife and mother of his children.
I didn't give in to the torture.
Torture?
And things even worse than that. I was fighting too. Just like you.
You're a strong woman.
Fighting them made me feel closer to you. I felt like you were there with me. It gave me the strength to go on. But I was scared.
I'm sorry.
Don't say that. But it made me realize something. During all the pain and shame, there was one thing I was sure of. A single hope that I held on to. And that hope,
Was
kept
that
me
I could be
alive.
Mrs. Snake?
Snake, I wanted to see you again.
Aww.
Meryl.
Don't say anything stupid,
That's my
Snake.
Kodak.
Oh yeah, we probably shouldn't sit there and
Snake, it's me.
have relations
Otacon.
right now
Good
because
news.
there's bombs coming.
Meryl's okay. All right. You saved her, man. Good job. I got some bad news, too. We're about to be bombed. Oh, boy. I guess we're considered expendable. Is there a way out of here? A way out? Yeah. You can take the loading tunnel to the surface. There's a parking garage right next to you. The tunnel leads from there to the surface. The door in front? No. It's a
Man, this
small
game keeps
entrance to
going
the
on.
west of that door. How about the security? I just unlocked it. Who do you think you're talking to? I'll take care of security along your escape route, too. What are you going to do? Me? I'll stay here. Are you crazy?
Is he
need
gonna
a
give
little more
himself
time
up?
to take care of your escape route. But unlocking the security doors is difficult work. Only I can
Like
do
sacrifice himself?
it. Otacon. Don't worry. I'm staying here. It's my own
I know.
decision. Otacon, this is a hardened shelter, but they're going to use a surface-piercing nuclear bomb.
I hope he makes
it won't
it.
hold.
I thought he would.
I'm through
I
regretting
thought people
the
said that
past.
he's in the other games.
Life isn't all about loss, you know. Snake, I'm a complete person now. I've found a reason to live. Good. Don't die on me.
Yeah,
Same
don't
to you.
die. We need you in
Take
Metal
care
Gear
of
Solid
Meryl,
2.
Okay? I will. Okay, I gotta go. I promise I'll do something about your escape route. Thanks. Thanks? Well, that sounds nice. I believe in you. Thanks, Snake.
I'm so glad
Hell
that.
out of here.
What about him?
Uh,
Where's Otacon?
oh, I thought she meant Liquid for a minute.
He's fighting right now. With his old self. To be the man he wants to be.
He's fighting for us too?
Yeah. And I don't want it to be in vain.
Me too.
All right, let's not talk about it.
Meryl.
There we go.
Snake.
Meryl.
I got my romance, guys! If you've been following this channel and any other series, you know I'm a
must be
hopeless
heavy.
romantic, so...
Looks like we're not gonna have a love scene after all.
Looks that way. Too bad.
Let's get out of here.
Snake, it's freezing outside. You need some clothes.
There's my sneaking suit.
Here's my sneaking
Hurry
suit.
up.
It's funny, that's my sneaking suit. Like of all the things it could have been called.
Hurry.
It's my sneaking
good,
suit.
Snake.
That's what I do. That's what I wear when I go sneaking. Okay, we gotta run. Looks like we may have like a running scene.
Hurry!
Okay.
I'll drive.
Okay.
Damn, no keys.
Shoot.
All right, keys.
Ration.
You ain't got it, Snake. Jump in.
How do I do it? There we go. I got a gun.
Fire that machine gun with your weapon button.
I am not a fan of this gun. Oh, the mechanics are terrible, guys. I can't... Oh my gosh. Come on now. Dude, I have no idea how this works. I'm spinning... Okay. Okay. I guess I exploded the door or something. Just keep firing because I think it's got unlimited ammo.
Here they come. We'll never make it. Snake, clear a path. Okay, Snake, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Ooh. Meryl can drive. I'm so glad that the love interest in this is a redhead. My wife's a redhead.
We'll never make it.
I've always
Snake, clear a
always
path.
had a thing for the gingers myself. Okay.
You did it, Snake.
Okay. Oh dear Lord in heaven. You've got to be kidding me!
Not over yet! Liquid!
Got him. Got him again. How's it going? Oh, goodness. I can't. Oh, there he is. How many bullets does it take to kill him?
Look, Snake, daylight. We're gonna crash.
Oh my gosh. How many more boss fights can there be with Liquid Snake? Please tell me he's dead. Like, is he just gonna, like, throw a snowball at Snake now and be like, it's not over.
Okay.
Now we fight with snowballs.
Yeah, just a little shook up.
Meryl, can you move?
It's no good. I can't move.
It would
What
really
happened
suck
to
right now if
Liquid?
Liquid walked up and just offed both of them right while they're there.
I can't see him either.
And it turns out Liquid Snake is actually the main
dead.
character in the rest of the series. Liquid is dead.
Uh-oh. Snake!
Oh my gosh. How?
Snake!
What am Am I gonna have to do that? Oh, wait. Fox died. We couldn't kill him. It wasn't dying in a helicopter. It wasn't getting blown up inside Metal Gear. It wasn't getting in a fist fight and falling off of Metal Gear. It wasn't constantly being shot 50 times by a machine gun. His heart gave out on him.
Snake.
What happened to the air raid? No stealth bombers in sight.
Snake, can you hear me?
Colonel.
Are you okay?
Colonel, what happened?
How'd the Colonel
The
get back?
Secretary of Defense has been arrested. Early retirement.
Oh.
Arrested?
I was able to get into contact with the President. Metal Gear, the training exercise, all of it. It was all the Secretary of Defense acting alone.
Acting alone?
Oh.
What happened to the air raid and the nuclear strike?
The orders were rescinded. The F-117s and the B-2 Spirits have returned to the base.
Woo!
Once again, I have complete authority over this operation.
I see.
Washington isn't stupid enough to use nukes to cover up a few secrets.
I wonder about that.
In any case, the danger's over. Thanks, Snake.
Colonel, you can rest easy. Meryl's fine.
Really?
Wow.
Thanks. Thank you, Snake. Snake, I'm sorry. I kept a lot of things from you.
It's okay, Colonel.
Snake, I'm not a colonel.
Oh, that's right.
I've got a present for you. There's a snowmobile close to you. Mei Ling saw it on the satellite photos. This time of year, the glaciers are pretty calm. You should be able to ride right out of there. I'll bet the boys at the DIA
Am I
and
gonna
the
be riding a
NSA never
snowmobile?
expected you to come home alive.
Me neither. I better not show my face around here.
No danger of that. You two officially died after your Jeep sank into the ocean.
That's not too far from the truth.
Also, there's a helicopter waiting for you on Fox Island.
Dr. Hal Emmerich should be somewhere on the base. I want someone to bring him in.
I understand. Leave it to me.
Okay, Roy. Are you gonna be okay?
Don't worry. I've got an insurance policy. A hard copy of all Mei Ling's data. As long as I've got that, you, me, and Mei Ling will be fine.
The battery on these nanomachines will run out soon. They won't be able to follow us.
I guess we won't meet again.
Don't worry. I'll pay you a visit sometime.
Really? I look forward to that.
Roy, just tell me one thing.
What?
About Fox Die.
Meryl will be fine. She wasn't included in its programming.
What about me? It killed Liquid.
Naomi said that she wants to talk to you face to face about that.
Face to
How is
face.
she?
Don't worry. Mei Ling is with her right now. I'm switching
Wow.
over to Naomi.
Snake, it's me.
Naomi,
I heard about my brother.
I'm sorry. But he had one last message he wanted to say to you. He told me to tell you to forget about him and to go on with your own life.
Frankie said that?
Yeah. He also said he'll always love you. Naomi, your brother just saved you, me, and the whole world.
He's not going to tell her about her
He fought with
parents.
every ounce of strength in his body.
Maybe.
He wants her to have
Maybe now
good,
he's finally
long-lasting
found some
memories.
peace. He wasn't really my brother anymore. Ever since he fought with you in Zanzibar, he's been like a ghost. A ghost looking for a place to die.
Naomi, Liquid died from Fox Die too. What about me? When am I gonna go?
That's up to you.
What do you mean?
Everybody dies when their time is up.
Yeah, so when's mine up?
It's up to you how you use the time left to you. Live, Snake. That's all I can say to you.
I wonder if that's something that hovers over his head throughout the whole series.
Each person is born with their fate written into their own genetic code. It's unchangeable, immutable. But that's not all there is to life.
Is that Naomi's voice?
I finally realized that. I told you before the reason that I was interested in genes and DNA. Because I wanted to know who I was, where I came from. I thought that if I analyzed my DNA, I could find out who I was, who my parents were. And I thought that if I knew that, then I'd know what path I should take in life. But I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the genome soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest soldiers. The most we can say about DNA is that it governs a person's potential strengths, potential destiny. You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate.
I was gonna say, if they look down and they just see like an imprint of a body, but the body's not there.
They want to live. Snake, whether or not you're in the Fox-Die program isn't important. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live. Don't you think, Snake? Don't worry. I'm going to choose life too. Until today, I've always looked for a reason to live.
What a
From
cool
here on,
cinematic.
I'm going to just live.
Yeah, that was really cool. We get that message from Naomi, and
Genes exist to pass down our hopes and
we
dreams
still
for
get
the
to see
future
them
through our
go to the
children.
snowmobile.
Living is a link to the future. That's how all life works. Loving each other, teaching each other. That's how we can change the world. I finally realized it. The true meaning of life. Thank you, Snake.
Wow. Go right off in the
Look,
snowy
I found
sunset.
this.
Let's keep it as a reminder.
Of what? A reminder of a successful mission? Or the first time we met?
A reminder of how to live.
Huh?
Until today, I've lived only for myself. Survival has been the only thing I cared about in my life.
That's not just you. That's how everyone is.
I only felt truly alive when I was staring death in the face. I don't know. Maybe it's written into my genes.
What about now? What do your genes say about your future now?
Maybe it's time I live for someone else.
Someone else?
Yeah. Someone like you. Maybe that's the real way to live.
So, where to, Snake?
David. My name's David.
Okay. So where to, Dave?
I think it's time we look for a new path in life.
A new path?
A new purpose.
Will we find it?
We'll find it. I know we'll find it.
Ah!
What are those?
Caribou. To the Aleutians, the caribou is a symbol of life. It'll be spring here soon.
For us too.
Yeah. Spring brings new life to everything. It's a time for hope. I've lived here a long time, but Alaska has never looked more beautiful. The sky, the sea, the caribou, and most of all,
You.
you.
I think I'm gonna like this new life.
Come on. Let's enjoy life.
It's amazing how trauma can bring people together. Wow. Wow. What an ending. In the 1980s, there were more than 60,000 nuclear warheads in the world at all times. The total destructive power amounted to 1 million times that of the Hiroshima A-bomb. In 1993, START 2 was signed, and the United States and Russia agreed to reduce the number of deployed strategic nuclear warheads to 3,000. However, as of 98, there still exists 26,000 nuclear warheads in the world. I wonder what it is currently in 2024. Wow. Oh, wow. Unbelievable. May Zadler, that's who played Meryl. Wow. Guys, I know I had some frustration with the gameplay and just it being hard, but that's on me. I am absolutely blown away. Like, this game is, now that I know what to do with it, I feel like I could take what I've learned and go back and redo the game again sometime. And oh, Hideo Kojima, yeah, that's right, I forgot it was Kojima. I mean, that was like the big thing, that Metal Gear Solid was Kojima. I totally forgot. Well, kudos to Kojima. But you know, I had no idea that this story was going to be this involved. And I think a lot of it, as you can see, was kind of based on real history. I think there was. Well, honestly, I don't think that there was anything else. Oh, wow, look at this now. We got another cinematic. Look at this. Oh, where's his Coca-Cola bottle? Huh. Wow, we're getting some video of Alaska. So Toyota. So Toyota. Beautiful country, isn't it? It was really funny. I actually, this is gorgeous. Recently, I've been hanging out with some new friends of mine here near where I live, who are originally from Alaska, Anchorage, and man, it just sounds so beautiful there. Wow, well, that was really neat. I love it how they blended in the live action video with the narration going on over it. There were aspects of this game, so many aspects of this game, that just blew my mind. Especially, again, considering I think we've said 1998 was when it came out. And, I mean, I just can't imagine. I mean, if I can play a game, if I can play a game like this in 2024, and say I've not ever really seen a lot of games like this, I mean, can you imagine even more so in 1998, just how incredible this would have been to first-time players? You know, I mean, all the fourth wall breaking mechanics that we've seen, or the way that it kind of breaks the fourth wall with dialogue. You know, I mean, the voiceover work absolutely is on another planet from almost anything else that came out during that time period. I remember PlayStation 1 games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill and things like that that people would tote about all the voiceover acting and everything, and it sounded awful compared to this. But we thought that stuff was great. But you know, you hear them talk to each other, and they would be like, "Hello, I don't know why I feel this way," you know. And then this, you could have closed my eyes and just thought, okay, I'm watching a show or a movie. The music, I love the music in it. And I got really attached to the characters, and we'll talk about this in a second. Once the credits are done rolling, here's what we'll do. What we always do with games on easy mode. I am one who loves the finality of credits. So what I usually do, especially to just process everything, all my feelings about a game, usually what I'll do is take time and just kind of think about it, listen to the music, watch the credits, and then hang out and see if there's a post-credit scene. Now, I wasn't expecting one. I'm still not sure if I am. But at the same time, this game has broken every expectation I've had. So it wouldn't surprise me if this game was one of the forerunners for, you know, post-credit scenes in a game. Wow. This might be it right here. I was gonna say that,
You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate.
You gotta
to
be
be
kidding me.
ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live.
Huh. Another Naomi message. Metal Gear Solid. Wow.
Yes, sir. The entire unit was wiped out. Those two are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. Fox Die should become activated soon. Right on schedule. Yes, sir. I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data. No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am.
Is
Yes,
that the...
the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes, the inferior one was the winner after all. That's right. Until the very end, Liquid thought he was the inferior one. Yes, sir, I agree completely. It takes a well-balanced individual such as yourself to rule the world. No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus. What should I do about the woman? Yes, sir. I'll keep her under surveillance. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.
No! Oh my word. Is the conspiracy level of this game ever gonna find a boundary? Wow. Okay, we gotta talk about this. Special items, I got a bandana. Is that like for New Game Plus? Codename Komodo Dragon. Got easy. My playtime was 14 hours and 56 minutes. Almost 57 minutes. I saved 44 times. Had to continue 54 times. Being found 44 times. Yeah, I'm not very stealthy. 191 enemies killed, 98 rations used. Yeah. Wow. All right, well, there we go, guys. That was everything. Oh my gosh. That ending was so good. You got everything you want. If you're me, you get the romance. And you know, and they ride off in the sunset together, but then there's that hook kind of hanging on in the background. You know, of Foxdie. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, well, I don't think I ever watched this.
Nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago.
I never saw this.
And captured by Next Generation Special Forces, being led by members of Foxhound.
Wait, did I see this?
They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss. And they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have 2 mission objectives.
Yeah. This was the
First,
beginning of the game.
rescue DARPA.
Okay. Wow, guys. Unbelievable. All right, let's talk about this game. Well, okay, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys don't mind as I close things out here and talk about the game. I'm just kind of leaning back, going to just be a little more comfortable, still dealing with that bad back issue that I had. But, man, guys, we did it. We got through Metal Gear Solid, left for a few hours, for me anyway, and came back, hit it a little bit more level-headed. And really, I was able to use the tools that I had, and I didn't die again. I was able to get through it on the first time, and so that was really good. But really, what I couldn't believe was just how elongated the ending was, and how many times I thought I was going to be done. You know, when I beat Metal Gear. And then it's like, okay, well, we're done with that. And then, you know, the first round, and then you get Gray Fox comes out, and then he tells you all about how, you know, he killed Naomi's parents, and then the story about him kind of raising Naomi, and then you get to the part where he dies, and then you have to fight Metal Gear and Liquid Snake all over again, a little differently, and then you beat him, and you're like, surely you've done that. You know, you've beaten Liquid Snake now. Yeah, we've already blown him up in the hind. Then we ended up fighting him, you know, here, and then after that, then somehow we beat him. We blow him up, but we end up tied up. And then he unties us, and then we have our fist fight. And then he falls off the edge, and certainly he's got to be done then, right? We're all done with Liquid Snake. And then the game kept going. We had the whole issue. First of all, he monologued for the longest time before we had the fist fight. Then after that, you know, we have the romance scene with Meryl, and then we find out, you know, all about, you know, just how deep this conspiracy goes, you know, with the Colonel and, you know, what he's dealing with. And then, you know, it's time for us to make our getaway. And then all of a sudden, Liquid Snake is back on a car. And then we're shooting him over and over and over and over again. None of those bullets are taking him out. And then eventually, we just drive off out of the tunnel. And we just completely crash. And then we're pinned down by a car. And then he still is moving. And then finally, you know, Foxdie kicked in. And that was the end of Liquid Snake. And, you know, it all makes sense now because that little ending, you know, we go through that. And, okay, I've got a million thoughts I want to say at once. So let me try to formulate this a little better. Step by step, we then get up and we talk with the Colonel and we find out, you know, just kind of, he tells us what's been going on. And then he tells us where we can go, and then you get that scene with Naomi, and Naomi's, you know, kind of wishing him well. Snake, you know, wished her well. Basically, gave her that send off instead of telling her the truth about her parents. It's like he let her just kind of have these feelings about her brother, and be, you know, she could go live in peace. And so then you have this really cool scene where now it's just Snake and Meryl walking with Naomi's Monologue. This game was the game of monologues more than any game I have ever played before. I feel like that would be the you know, that should be like the subtitle, Metal Gear Solid Monologue, you know. But then then we start talking with Marin, and Snake starts going on a little romance monologue, you know, on the snowmobile, talking about living life and wanting to live life for her. And then they ride off, and then we get the credits, and then a post-credit scene of all things, and that was really cool. And then you think it's over. You get Naomi, and you get to see the creatures and like the wolves, you know, and the sled dogs. I mean, and then you get that final report from some unknown bad guy, and he gives us one more twist. That he goes, the inferior one won, and that Liquid Snake, right to the end, believed that he was the inferior one of the two. You remember he was talking about how he basically got the table scrap jeans, right, from Snake. And that's interesting because now, I mean, practically, that would explain why this guy had 9 lives, like a cat does. I mean, he just, you know, kept all these things that should have killed him didn't kill him. I mean, not that Snake takes a backseat to anything at all. But that was, what a story. What a story. And to think that that game came out in the late 90s on PlayStation 1. And, I mean, okay, let's break this down. Let's break this down the way we normally do. And that way I want to try to section my thoughts, compartmentalize my thoughts on this game. Let's start first with the graphics. This is always whenever I play a game of this kind of age, it's really hard for me to hold the graphics against it, because at the time they came out, it would have been on par or actually looking really awesome, you know. So I mean, the only thing I will say about it graphically, because let's be honest, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. It's an old game. It's kind of ugly. I mean, I'm sure if I can put myself back in the place of 1998 Scott, you know, I can be like, oh wow, this game looks just like everything else, or it looks even better, you know. But like, you look at Meryl and you see her hair, you know, like how polygonal everything is, and none of these guys, I don't even know if it's really this art style or just the limitations of the graphics, like their facials and everything. But the only thing I'll say about the graphics is, in my opinion, playing it in 2024 on a PlayStation 5, on seemingly a collection made for PS5, 1, 2, and 3, I would have loved, especially considering I believe there's a new Metal Gear Solid 3 reimagined coming out. And so Agami they totally reimagined. Like, I saw part of the trailer, it looked beautiful. And like, they did that for Metal Gear Solid 3, but they haven't done that for the first game or second game. And so that would be my only disappointing thing, is that this game that I played was the original version. And that's fine. I got to actually get a taste of what that was like. But in 2024, on the PS5, on a collection released on PS5, personally for me as a gamer now, I think I would have preferred them to give it a fresh coat of paint. It doesn't have to be a complete reimagining, but man, some sort of remaster that just makes it look sharper, that would have been good. So, I mean, graphics are kind of a moot point for me because of its age, but I will say I wish that PlayStation gave it like a fresh, at least remaster for the PS5. Controls. This is a weird one, because with the controls in this game, it's like part of it, like, was like, okay, whatever. You know, these are the controls of that day and that era. Nothing stood out to me as like great, if I'm being honest, just because, you know, it was kind of hard to aim stuff. It got a little clunky moving around. Guys, it's clunky. It's 1998. It's a clunky control scheme. But it was the break the fourth wall stuff of the game mechanics that I enjoyed. Looking back on it too, like I was so blown away by, you know, things like unplugging your controller and plugging it back in, and you know that they could, the Mantis would be able to read the information on the memory card. Things like that blew my mind. You know, I really enjoyed that a lot. Or even like the vibration of the controller, where they were saying, you know, put the controller on your arm, you know, kind of massage your arm because it's going to be all worn out, you know. That was really funny to me. I will say though, I still got to stick to my feeling. My feelings are just that they're old controls. They weren't my favorite. You know, I found it hard, kind of hard. I don't know why I just said that. Hard. I found it hard to kind of move around a little bit. A couple things I would have liked there to have been like a crouch and then a crawl and then back up to a crouch and then standing. So you had like 3 stages. A lot of games have that. And games even from that day and time. So I will say graphically, I'm kind of, you know, it's old, right? Would have liked to have had the remaster. Controls, actually would have been okay if they had messed with those a little bit. But, and again, I did not grow up with this game. I don't have the history with it that other people do. This is me approaching it with more modern, you know, sensitivities, I guess. You know, even though I've been playing games even long before this game came out, I've been kind of spoiled now. I tend to, I don't go back a lot. I tend to just evolve with the games that come out. So, it did, that made it feel clunky. And sometimes for me, because of my own skill level, trying to get the controls down took me out of the story experience. But that does bring me to the absolute highlight of this game, which is the story. The story is absolutely phenomenal. And you would think that, like, you would think the authors of the story, like, thought, let's write a novel first and then base the game on the novel, because there was so much depth. There was so much history to each character, and there was history to this series, even with other games I hadn't even realized until you guys told me about it. So much lore, and you know, since starting the channel, I've heard people use the term lore dump when a game lore dumps on you. There was a lot of that in this game, but I didn't really mind at all. It just added more to the experience, feeling more connected with the characters. I really enjoyed the character development. And one thing that I thought was very interesting about this game was its ability to tell a gripping story within really a small environment. It spoke of a huge story arc involving all these characters, and all of that was accomplished just there within that base with just Snake and Kodak, and that was it. His connection to the characters and gaining history from them, and our exposure to these characters and how they've been written, that was all done just through conversations on a codec. I think that's phenomenal. And that really blew me away, because there were incredible conversations with him and Otacon and Naomi and Mei Ling and Natasha and the Colonel. I mean, all of it was great. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love the fact that he and Meryl ended up becoming an item and rode off together. You know, I thought that was really, really great. I have been told that I would have gotten a different ending if I had succumbed to the torture, because that would have been a very different scene. So I know Meryl wouldn't have been a part of that scene because I believe her life depended on our survival through the torture. But yeah, guys, the story was one of the best I've ever experienced. And that gets me excited, especially with the post-credits and just seeing how it sets you up for what's next. So I'm assuming Metal Gear Solid 2 takes place in the future, as I think all of them do. I'm not sure if any of these in the series are a prequel game or anything, but I really, really, really hope that Meryl is a character that we continue to see. I would love it to see that relationship blossom through the games, and his friendship with the Colonel, who's, I can't remember his real name now, and I thought that was so cool when Snake told Meryl his name at the end. I thought that was a nice touch. I could go on and on and on about that, but I'll start wrapping this up. I gotta be honest, just my gut reaction from who I am, easy mode, where I'm coming at. The graphics, I know they were old, but I think they could have done something more. That's just my opinion. The graphics, I gotta give man, I don't want to slam them too hard because they were what they were for 1998. I just was disappointed that, I'm sure for 1998 they would have been on par. I was disappointed that there wasn't a remaster. So I'm gonna give the graphics a 6. Sorry. The controls, I will give the controls this is a hard one for me because I think what brings up the whole game mechanic is that break the fourth wall stuff that you have to figure out that they're doing, which was really cool. Looking back on it, I'm like, wow, that really was very clever. So without that, just my connection to the controls, I would give it like a 6. But realizing what they were for that time and what they accomplished with, I'll include all that break the fourth wall stuff we always talk about in with that. That puts it up to an 8 for me. And when it comes to story, if I usually rate up to 10, but if it goes to 11, it goes to 11. That story was phenomenal. The characters I loved, the development I loved. They gave it time to breathe, and it even gave that ending a long ending, and it gave it time to breathe. So I mean, without a doubt, absolute 10 for the story. So yeah, graphics a 6, controls an 8 because of all the extra stuff they added into it, and then the story an absolute 10. Fun factor, let's add that in there for fun. I struggled with my own lack of skill, but that's not a knock on the game. Other than that, it was a 10. The game was a 10 for fun. So, guys, I will trying to balance all of that out. I'm not going to do the math and do some average or anything with it. I will give Metal Gear Solid, for me, like I said, the story was a 10, but with everything else, I'm going to give it an 8.5, because I think that could have been a higher score for me personally if PlayStation had given us a remastered version of it to play on the PS5. But other than that, I approach this game with absolute understanding of why it has spawned a huge series. It has been massively beloved by its fan base, and I'd like to include myself in that fan base now. And I think it's absolutely wonderful. Tell me your thoughts about Metal Gear. I know a lot of you guys are huge fans of it, so tell me your thoughts about this game, how your experiences were. Let me know down in the comments down below. And tell me your thoughts about this playthrough. If was there anything I missed? You know, and what can I look forward to without spoiling anything? What can we look forward to in Metal Gear Solid 2? I'm really excited to see how you guys compare those games. And are there quality of life things get added to the series as it goes on? Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on Metal Gear and what your stories are. Did you grow up with it? Was it a game that you've had since childhood, or was it a college game, or just something that you've discovered recently with these PS5 releases? Let me know down below. Also, do me a favor, if you enjoyed this series or this video, drop a like and also subscribe for more content. Come hang out with us at Discord, and if you'd like to support what you see and support the channel, then you can do that by hopping on over to the Patreon page, which you can get to by going to this link right here. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this series. If you're someone who has stuck through and watched all these episodes and you've helped out in the comments and all that, man, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. It has been such a pleasure to finally experience Metal Gear Solid and to share it with you guys. Let me know your thoughts about it down in the comments below. That is the end. That is going to conclude our series of Metal Gear Solid. And stay tuned, because we will be playing Metal Gear Solid 2 coming up. I'm really excited to see where the story goes now. We've got a little bit of a post-credits cliffhanger, and I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So on that note, I will see you guys next time for Metal Gear Solid 2. I love you all, and until then, take it easy.